My journey began with getting medication from a car accident and running out, and insurance running out, and turned heroin. Well, the heroin was a lot cheaper, and before we were dibbling and dabbling and dealing and everything. So the heroin was just a lot cheaper. It was easier to get. I was on it for a little over 8 years. We started sniffing it and ended shooting it. It's too easy. The first thing they want to offer when somebody is in pain is Percocet, is morphine, is Oxycontin. There's other medications, I'm sure, that will touch their pain besides starting with a narcotic and then nothing's being monitored, even in the programs with the Suboxone, the methadone, and really you're just a slave to that, just like you're a slave to the heroin. You're going to be a slave to all of it until you deal with yourself, until you deal with the root of the problem of why you're doing this. It's a temporary fix for a long-term problem if you don't get help. It's not, they say my husband had mentioned earlier, they say it's an epidemic, it's becoming an epidemic, but it's always been an epidemic. It's evil, it is. And we had also said, if you believe in God, believe in the devil, because that's what it is. It will take everything from you. Until you get to the root of the problem of why everyone is turning to heroin, you're not going to be able to help them. You have to get to the root. We don't just wake up and say, I think I'll go get some heroin today. It's not how it happens. It's a process of hurt, of pain, physical, mental, emotional. They have a void in their heart, and that's what they're trying to fill it with. And I did rehabs, did jail, did losing family members, friends. We went through all that. And until I found what the void was in my heart, which is Jesus, that's when I was set free. We got connected with 3C USA. We have positive people pouring in us. You can't send them to jail, send them to rehab, they come back out, they're in the same environment. They're going to continue to walk in that darkness until you give them hope, until you give them light. And that is something that I love about this group, is that they're trying to bring hope to the community, trying to make a change. Instead of everybody just talking about it, complaining about it, we're trying to do something, make a change. There's hope, there is hope. My husband did that for over 26 years. And, if God can save us, He will save them. He will. They just have to, they have to chase God and deal with themselves as much as they chase getting high. You have to want change just as much as you are comfortable with staying the same, because you're just numbing all your feelings. You're numbing all your emotions. I know. You're numbing all of it. And you're killing yourself. That's all you're doing. They need to get them connected, first and foremost. The rehabs, I understand. Get them into rehab, get their minds clear first of all, because their minds are blurry and they're not going to receive anything while they're under the influence. But they need to, you're spending money on methadone, you're spending money on Suboxone, but you still see these repeat people come in rehab. These repeat people go in and out of jail. And you just have to get them connected to a church, to someone that can get to the root of the problem. Again, if you don't get to the root of the problem, they're never going to be healed. And even if, they have the drug court, which would be an awesome program if they would get them connected, and instead of putting them on this, or this, that they're just going to continue to be a slave to, and then they're going to have a criminal record, and then nobody's going to hire them, and then what good are they to society? And then there comes that stigma of the addict, the dope fiend, this, that. No, that is God's child that you're talking about. They can do all things through Him, but you're so busy beating them down and saying, no, they're an addict, nope, they're a dope fiend. Nope, can't. You have to get rid of that stigma, because it's everywhere. My son is a paramedic, or EMT, and he has this radio going off, and there was 3 overdose calls in one day. I mean, our heart aches. It is sad. It is. We need to really intercede and pray for them, definitely. And that's the grip that Satan has on them that, I used when I was pregnant. My son went through seeing us through everything, and it still didn't wake me up. But it's going in the bathroom to do what you're going to do. And then I looked at my husband and I was like, I'm done. If this is it, then I'm done. It's just, we got Bree on the other side of the door getting ready to go through what our son went through, who was 17. 17 now. And it's like, wow, it is. It's amazing what God has done in our lives.
Did you feel like some of those years just were a blur?
I used to feel that way, but now I know that there's a message to be brought. You know, would I change my choices at times? Yes, but God put us where we're at now for a reason, you know, and that's to let people know that there is hope, you know, there is a way, and it's not numbing it with another drug. It's not throwing them in jail, you know. You go to jail, you go to rehab, you come out, you're the same person. You just took these drugs from the person, but you haven't changed the person. They haven't had a heart change at all. So they still have that hurt, they still have that pain, they still have that anger, everything that's happened to them, everything, it's still in their head, still in their mind. They haven't got healing, and that's what they need to deal with.
Do you think that these folks and sharing stories is part of the healing process?
I do. I think everybody's story here, and everybody's different. You know, a lot of it's parents, mothers, ones that are looking for something. And I think it's awesome that we're bringing awareness. My part, when I was asked to join, you know, I was like, yes, I can bring Jesus to the table. But it's to bring hope. You know, it's to let everybody know that I know where you're at, I know where you've been, but we're here. We can get you connected. If you're looking for a good church, I got you. If you're looking for resources and you need a detox, get into rehab, temporarily get your mind clear, we can point you that way. We can point you to where you need to be to bring back that hope, that joy, and that love that they've lost so long ago. Yes, I'm free today, yes.
How long has it been?
It has been 2013. I'm sorry, I got saved March 2013. It used to be hard. It used to be hard when I was doing Suboxone. It used to be hard when I just got clean. But not today. It's not hard today. Heroin is the farthest thing on my mind today because I'm free from it. I no longer have that desire. God freed me from that. So it's not, it's just, yeah, it's not. We reach out to so many people today and seeing them where I remember in the past seeing people like that I would want to be where they're at. And today my heart just aches for them because I know where they can be. I know where they can be. They can be where we're at. They can be past where we're at if they just surrender. We have a 17-year-old just graduated high school, and we have a 5-year-old who just started kindergarten. So see, we're doing it all over again.
Exactly.
Yes.
When you look at your kids and you think about the future that you're going to have with them, does that make you feel emotional, knowing that you have that now?
It does. It does. Knowing that that we can enjoy life with them today. Knowing that God healed and restored our relationships with our son, with, you know, that our daughter is definitely a miracle. She really shouldn't even be here with the stuff I did while I was pregnant. She just shouldn't. And knowing today that, yeah.
How is she doing?
She is awesome.
Health-wise, she's okay?
Oh, yeah, she's perfect. She's perfect.
That's wonderful. So she's starting kindergarten.
She's starting kindergarten. Yes.
How does that feel? Your baby. She's a little one.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's tiny, but yes, she has a lot of energy.
And that's a
Or
blessing,
we're
right?
old, one or the other, probably a mixture.
Yes.
But yes, she is.
Did your son in any way say, I want to be a hero, a rescuer, because he said, you know, I want to save people like my mom? Did he ever say something like that?
He's always, it's crazy, he's always wanted to be the fireman or a policeman, and he's been in the fire department. He's been in Parsonsburg for a while.
So
He started as a cadet, yes. And it's amazing to see him want to do that and prevail with everything that he's been through, you know. So for people to say my kids don't have a chance, God's already made that chance for him.